telling you right now, this guy is unbelievable. You know, like for an example, a couple of weeks ago, we just started the program, and he was traveling, and he called me from overseas. He goes, "Hey, George." I said, "What's up, guy? Hey, we have a problem." I'm like, "What's the problem?" He said, "Well, you know, you put on my diet here for dinner, salmon and rice." I said, "Yeah." He said, "And they only have, you know, they only have steak and rice. Is that okay?" I'm like, "You're 17 weeks out. Yeah, it's okay, you know." But this is why Kai looked the way he looked. Kai does not eat a gum if I don't tell him to eat the gum. You see, that's why I say bodybuilding is about dedication. If you want to be a champion, you have to be your own champion in every aspect of life, every single day. And that's what made Kai the way he is.
And you know what, George? You talk about a champion, and the champion is behind.
What Kai's doing here?
Look who's coming. Here he is, the man himself. I agree.
No.
Question is, if you could talk about types of protein which are the best within the daily diet, within the daily intake, how much time it actually takes to digest the actual proteins, and what is the amount of protein that the body can actually digest when consuming it. And then the question added was, what is actually your best breakfast that you would recommend?
Okay, you see, I said earlier, each individual is different. But, you know, if we gotta talk like a ballpark, you know, how much you should have a protein at one sitting, I don't suggest more than, you know, maybe 30 to 40 grams of protein, you know. Of course, that's for male. And the reason why I say that, because if you're not blessed with good metabolism, you know, people need to understand. If you have protein, like I said, you have 40 grams of protein, for an example, and then you end up having 2 cups of rice, right? So you have about, you know, 70 grams of carb, 40 grams of protein. And if you're not one of the blessed guys, and you can only handle about 30 grams, for example, protein, the extra 10 grams, you know, it's a lot faster to turn into glycogen. We all know protein can, you know, turn into glycogen. And from that, plus the 70 grams you take, if your body cannot absorb all that carb, it's going to turn into fat. And when you eat a lot of protein, remember, please, to drink a lot of water, because the protein can become toxic to your, you know, kidneys. So it's very important, if you take a lot of protein, to drink a lot of water with it. So it's hard to tell you, you know, how much protein without you working with me, you know, or working with somebody, so you can like get to know your body, or you can like start trying, you know, on yourself, see how much, you know, I'll start with the lower end, maybe 25, 30 grams every 2.5 to 3 hours. The reason why I say every 2.5 to 3 hours, because, you know, you have an amino acid pool in your body, and when your muscles go look for that, you know, pool, if it's empty, you start losing your muscles a lot faster than the fat for energy. Like we said, the muscles can transfer into sugar. So that's why it's very important to remember, every 2.5 to 3.5 hours, make sure you have something with protein, so you keep your amino acid, you know, full. Like I said, I'm talking bodybuilding. We're not talking about an average people. Average people, they eat whatever they want. But if you want to become a successful bodybuilder, every 2.5 to 3.5 maximum hours, you should have some type of protein. It doesn't matter what protein you like, it's all good protein, as long as you have, of course, you know, like complete amino acid. So, I mean, you can have beans for protein, but it's not going to be complete amino acid until you mix it with rice. And a lot of people, they might think this is funny, but if you mix beans and rice, it becomes actually complete amino acid. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of stuff you can do without, you know, it's not necessary you have to eat the chicken, but not necessarily you have to eat the steak. My preference, you know, especially in the off season, you know, to mix all different type of protein, so your body can be happy, your muscles can be happy to choose different protein, you know, instead of being chicken breast, chicken, no. I don't like that. I like all different type of proteins so your body actually keep growing. You know, the better mix you give it, the more growth you're gonna have.
Okay, what about the question? What's the best breakfast?
Oh, the best breakfast? I don't know. You know, what I like steak, eggs, and oatmeal. This is my breakfast, and sometimes some toast, and I add apple juice. I give them cranberry juice. But this is what I like. I like steak and eggs. But you know what? All those companies are amazing companies out there. Like, I mean, there's not any more companies. You know, maybe there's a few of them. You know, like you take it, you're on the toilet all day. You want to stay away from that. But really, like most protein companies are very good. You know what I'm saying? But it's about timing. It's when to take it. So if you ask me, I'd rather like stick with a lot of food. Like I said, after working out, or maybe first thing in the morning if you can't eat big breakfast to do it, you know. But, you know, don't rely on just supplements. You know, just like medicine. You know, I tell everybody that why the medicine, you know, and only in the U.S. last year, $2.2 trillion only on medicine. So you think the medicine companies want you to be healthy or they want you to be dead? They don't. They want you to be right in between, right? So they can keep selling. So, you know, there's a lot of hype out there. I think all protein, most of them, you know, are good. Not anymore. Like I said, there's only a few companies probably I stay away from. But most companies are decent. You know, you can take all that stuff, and if you don't drink enough water, you know what I'm saying? Your muscle's not going to look good because you're 60-70% of your muscles are water. So there's a lot of stuff getting involved in bodybuilding. But at the same time, it's all about common sense. There's no such a thing what everybody's looking for, that magic boom, you know, it's not like this, man. It's just, you have to put the time. You have to put the effort. You have to be Kai Green. You know, you have to be Kai Green calling me from overseas, asking me if he can have steak instead of salmon at 17 weeks out. You understand what I'm saying? That's what makes the champion. There is no protein out there that's going to make you champion. No company. I don't care if they're all my friends. I'm not going to vouch for one of them and tell you, oh, if you use this. No. It's all about you. What you want to do as an individual. You can either make it or break it. And I always used to say to people something, and I still say that since I was like, you know, beginner. I truly believe that each one of us is the author. You know the author of the book? You know, each one of us is the author of his own book, his own life. If you want the book to be amazing, you write a perfect book, nice and slow, and you shout it. Everybody's like, wow, great book. This is how your life. You are the author of your own book. If you want to be a good bodybuilder, you want to be a good husband, you want to be a good businessman, you have to write your own book that way. So he's his own author of being a bodybuilder. That's why Kai, he got out of the plane yesterday. Guess what? We went to the gym. You see what I'm saying?
He's focusing.
Exactly. I mean, I've been with a lot of professionals. I traveled the whole world, you know what I'm saying? And we got off the plane, I don't want to tell you names, but they said, let's eat, man. I want to go eat and sleep. You know, Kai's like, where's the gym? You see what I'm trying to say? So you are the author of your own book. You can either make a great book, or you can make a bad book. So it's up to you what you want to be as a bodybuilder.